What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Tuesday night Q&A Hangout post-rookie minicamp edition. I probably actually should have titled this something like, Who were the rookie minicamp standouts? That would have been a better title and thumbnail. But instead, I said, who's your favorite new Chiefs player that they have recently added? Could be a draft pick, could be a UDFA. There were some standouts at Chiefs rookie minicamp, but again, it's a camp with no pads, and you're just drinking through a fire hose. Somebody has, in the comments a couple days in a row, has said, what does drinking from a fire hose mean? I don't know if they're trolling or if they're from like a different country. It just means they're consuming a lot of information. So much information is flying at them all at once. They're trying to learn as much as they possibly can, soak up the playbook, all that fun stuff. And you do that for 3 days, and it's not easy. So then you're trying your best in the midst of all of that to make an impact and to stand out to the coaches. The Chiefs did make like a few moves. They waived defensive end B.J. Thompson. He cleared waivers, and he is being designated, back to IR with an IR/NFI, is I think how it goes, non-football illness injury list. And basically, it's going to allow him to still get the attention he needs in his rehab, but he doesn't also take up a spot on the 90-man roster. So that was a nice little move that the Chiefs did for BJ. He just wasn't quite ready. They also, I'll talk about this in tomorrow's video, just because I don't know much about these guys right now, but they signed a few guys after rookie minicamp, and that's wide receiver Jimmy Holiday, linebacker Cooper McDonald, and safety Major Williams. They also waived safety Will Brooks, and then they waived wide receiver Justin Lockhart with an injury designation. Here's the reality. The Chiefs are going to make moves like this a bunch. They're probably camp bodies, but I don't want to be disrespectful and say that they don't have any shot of making the roster, the Chiefs practice squad, or anything like that, because you never really know. Again, I'll dive into the stories and the stats on each of these players. I'll talk about them in tomorrow's video in detail. But you're going to see flurries of moves like this happen quite often after OTAs, mandatory minicamp, training camp. Like, people are going to get injured. You want to keep as close to that 90-man roster as you humanly can. And that's just something that happens every single year. I don't read too much into the signings per se, but I will never count somebody out. You never know who can fight their way either onto the roster or onto the practice squad. We've seen multiple UDFAs do that over time, over the years. Not just with the Chiefs, but players in general for every single team throughout the history of the NFL. With that being said, there we are. You guys got to let me know, even from rookie minicamp, who are some of the guys you liked? I mean, Elijah Badger is a guy. Jake Brenningstool, tight end Jake Brenningstool, those guys kind of stood out. So did Jalen Royals, the Chiefs' 4th-round draft pick. Bashard Smith was on a social media clip flying around. There's no pads. You can't read too much into it, I guess, but it is a start. It is the start of the progress of getting this 90-man roster down to 53. I mean, you're after the draft, and now it's just we're kind of in a holding pattern until training camp. I know you said new, but McDuffie will always be my favorite player of all time. Ooh, of all time? All right. Whoa, Jennifer with the 5. No, with the 10 gifted. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Jen. Let's go. 10 gifted. Everybody's getting a gifted. It's like Oprah in here. Whoa, what is Nightbot doing? Bad. I'm rooting for all of them, but I like the idea of a running back who used to be a wide receiver. So yeah, wide receiver Bashard Smith. Also for Royals, because last name sounds like he belongs in KC. Really does. What's up, Roomby? What's going on? I'm trying to wade through these comments. Congrats on your engagement. Yeah, Brand, congrats on your engagement. Let's go. Donald said, awesome job, bro. Thank you, Donald. Appreciate the kind words. Who are you guys watching? Who are you eyeing? Hey, Simmons isn't wearing a knee brace, so that's a good thing. Yeah, true. He's also not doing any team drills or anything like that, but it's fine. He's still working back from a pretty serious knee injury, doing individual drills, and he said he's going to attack rehab as much as he can. And whatever he can do, he's going to attack it 1,000%. Matt Nagy has to go. I mean, dude, he's not going anywhere for a year, until next year. If that. We'll see. Yo, what's up, Keen? Hey, Cole, I'm at UMKC and actually in Jeff Chadita's sports writing class. Nice, dude. Writing a column on Gelati and how I believe he'll be the most impactful rookie and may lead the team in sacks. Thoughts? I will say this. He's got an uphill battle just because he's going to be defensive end 4 or 5 on the depth chart from the jump because you have George Karlaftis, Mike Dana, Charles Omenihu, and then maybe he could be then FAU, to be honest with you. So he might be defensive end 5, but he can kick inside. I do like him. I am excited about him. He's going to get rotated in, and if injuries hit the room, which you don't hope for, but he could easily climb his way up the pecking order. I just always, when it comes to rookies, because you said lead the team in sacks, man, I don't know. That's going to be a tough one for me. I wouldn't rule it out completely, but with the rookies, I got to have low expectations in the fact that they might just be special teamers and rotate in on a depth basis just to give some of the starters a rest. Outside of that, I won't put too much expectations on the rookies, but I will say I do like Gelati a lot. Very athletic guy, high motor. I think George Karlaftis with some bend. Like, I'm very excited about him. I just had a conversation. It's about a 40-minute conversation with Seth Kaiser over every single draft pick, the state of the roster heading into the summer. And that's going to drop probably tomorrow or Thursday. I talked with him about it today. So we talk about every single draft pick and our thoughts around him. And it was a pretty exciting conversation for sure. Dub Freak, what up, dude? Now comes the hard part. I root for all the rookies and UDFAs. I want them all to make it, and no, they can't. Yeah, super tough because the guys that go undrafted, it's their dream to still make it into the NFL, and they get a minicamp invite, or they make the 90-man roster of any team, not just the Chiefs, and they're stoked. And, you know, you want to give it your all. You're going to give it 1,000% every single day. And sometimes your best in the NFL is just still not good enough, at least with that team and based on their needs that they have at that point in time. So it is a tough time because all these players, there's going to be guys just like, oh, they're not going to make it. And it just is reality. Now, if they ball out and they put as good of tape as they can on them in preseason, you never really know. Another team could take a chance on them. I mean, there's been several occasions where I think like Justin Watson, for example, he was primarily a special teamer with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and a depth piece on offense barely used. Well, the Chiefs signed him to a futures deal, and he worked his way up to wide receiver 4 on the team. I mean, it's possible. You see guys climb up the ladder all the time. But yeah, it is a tough time for sure. Does Bashard Smith have any similarities to Jerick McKinnon? How do you believe Smith will be used? At this point in time, I mean, loose similarities to McKinnon in the sense of I could definitely see him being a third down running back because he's that wide receiver converted to a running back, can catch passes out of the backfield. Where he's going to be way off of Jerick McKinnon right now is his ability to protect the passer. And that's just going to come with time. And it's also going to be a struggle for him at first because he just has a lack of experience at a high level playing running back. He played 1 year in college with SMU, which is great. But you're going up against some beasts in the NFL, and you need somebody out there that you can trust in pass pro. But there are some, I guess, similarities. I just think Jerick McKinnon was a nice, savvy vet. They do look different, though. I mean, even Andy Reid was saying it at his presser over the course of rookie minicamp. He was asked about him, what his thoughts were. He said, not really the same style, but you could pull out some similarities there. What's up, John? What are your thoughts on the Chiefs fans outside of KC? I'm in Pittsburgh and would love to visit Arrowhead. Okay, what are your thoughts on Chiefs fans outside of KC? Oh, I mean, everybody's welcome. No problem. No problem at all. I understand some people have been Chiefs fans for a long time, since the 90s, since before Andy Reid, so that's not as long, but since 2010, the 2000s. They don't live in KC. They just pick the Chiefs. And yeah, that's great. I mean, obviously they have more fans now. You've brought in Swifties with all that, and just with the success, you've had some people come in and become Chiefs fans as well. So no, I have absolutely no problems with Chiefs fans outside of the Kansas City area. Everybody's welcome, in my opinion. Hannah with the 2-bomb. Spags is salivating over how to use Bossa, in my honest opinion. Ooh, yeah. I mean, that's the linebacker that the Chiefs grabbed in the 5th round, converted safety coverage linebacker. I don't know how much he'll actually be used his rookie year. Like, even somebody that I thought the Chiefs were very high on when they drafted him was Jaden Hicks, and he didn't really play all that much on defense his rookie year, but he's going to have a big impact this year. But I am excited about Bossa. I think his story was awesome. I dropped a YouTube short on him today about why he chose number 31. He went to school for 1 year and was teammates with Kyrie. Is it Kyrie Jackson? I don't want to mispronounce his name. Yeah, Kyrie Jackson, sorry. Formerly of the Vikings, the kid that was drafted in the 4th round last year and passed away in that car crash over the summer. That was his number. Kyrie Jackson was number 31 for the Vikings. Never got to step on a field in a game as a professional. And Bossa is going to carry on his friend and teammate's legacy with the number 31. And I just thought that was a really cool story. But yeah, I really like Bossa. He was one of my favorite pressers to listen to. Yeah, man, football analysis. Garrett in the chat said, RIP Kyrie. Yeah, that was a really insane ordeal. And the fact that Bossa was like, yeah, I chose his number 31 to carry on his legacy. I was just like, dude, that's pretty freaking awesome, man. So I'm excited for him. He just seems like a great dude. Loves football. He said he studies film on his off days because he just enjoys it. So I'm like, okay, I like this guy. I like this guy a lot. FLDB with the 31 months down, 875 more to go. That's a lot of months. That's a lot of years. Let's go, man. And then Brand with the 31 months too. 31 months, 875 seems like too many months for me, FLDB, but I'm here until I'm not. Let's go. Yeah, I think we might all be gone. And how many? What? Let's just do this. I can't do the math in my head. How many years is 875 months? 73 more years? Dog. I would be 100 and something. I'm going to be out. I'm going to be out of here. I'm going to be chilling with, a lot of people probably, but I'll be chilling with Lenny. Cool Lenny. Red Pill with the 10. Thank you, man. Blessings, brother. What's up? I'm going to get you and the fam some cool local gear from IMKC store at Ward Parkway. Just let me know sizes and I got you. Oh, sweet. Peace, brother, and keep up the great work. What is IMKC? Should I know what that is? Oh, that's what it is. IMKC. Oh. Sweet, dude. Oh, nice. Let's go. Oh, shoot. Well, I'm a size large. Oh, I've seen some of their clothes around. Oh, cool, yeah. Nice, dude. Let's go. No, I appreciate that. You definitely don't have to do that, but that's very thoughtful. I'm size large. My wife's probably like a smaller medium. I hit the wrong button. Brenda with the 31 months as well said, glad to be here for 31 months and plan to be here as long as I can. I like that answer. 875 months FLDB. That's like a stressful amount of time. Brenda with the 5 gifted as well. With the 5 gifted as well. Let's go. Hey, Cole, do you remember looking at the video of my room? Tagged you on the 29th of April, Chiefs themed. Oh man, I don't know. I get tagged in so much stuff, but I feel like I do remember that. You had a really cool setup. Hey, Cole, I might be going to KC for summer break. What are some good places to go and visit? I mean, if you can get a tour of Arrowhead, do it. Downtown KC area. I mean, Boulevard's cool if you're old enough to go. I mean, you don't have to be 21. You just have to be 21 to drink. There's Union Station. I mean, the Legends is a pretty cool area, to be honest with you. There's all kinds of like little stuff like that, but if you can get a tour to Arrowhead, that'd be awesome. And then somebody said, hey, out of town Chiefs fans, I want to get to Arrowhead. If you can get to Arrowhead to see a Chiefs game, I know the tickets are expensive just because they're a successful team in midst of a dynasty, all that stuff. Yes. But if you can go, if you can afford it, it's worth it. It is a crazy experience to get to Arrowhead. just, it's loud and electric and exciting. It's hard to explain and describe. You just kind of have to go early, tailgate. You can walk around. People will, hey, bring you in. I'll give you barbecue or beer, or water, whatever your preference is. And yeah, it's a great time. It is definitely a great time. What is that? Schlafly is a great brewery. Schlafly, is that a thing? Are you trolling me? World War I Museum is cool. Yeah, that's right by Union Station, like right across the street, I believe. Yeah, it's like under the Liberty Memorial, I think. Keen, also, if Simmons were not to play left tackle, even if he is good at right tackle or somewhere on the O-line, would you consider that a bust in a sense? Some have said yes, because constantly throwing draft capital at left tackle. No, I mean, if he becomes your starting right tackle, I think that's fine. He played right tackle early on in college, and he could be your next right tackle after Jawan Taylor. Obviously, yes, I think the long-term ideal goal would be for him to be left tackle. You can much easier replace a left tackle or a right tackle in free agency over a left tackle. But again, if you can just get a starting level caliber tackle, starting level caliber tackle in the draft for years to come, it's a W, regardless if it's left or right side. I don't know that it matters. The experience of Arrowhead may be coming to an end. So yeah, I mean, if the Chiefs leave Arrowhead, it will be the year like 2031. So you kind of have time, but you want to enjoy it while you can. Well, I mean, if you could see Kelce for his last ride, I would do it. Cole, love the shirt. Oh, thank you. Made Mob shirt, the Royals tee. Let me, again, just to stick to the title, we don't have to stay here, but just let me know who some of your favorite Chiefs players are, the new guys brought in. It could be a UDFA or a draft pick, and let me know why. Don't just tell me who, but let me know why. I'd love to read some of it. I'd like Esapole to work out a right tackle. Yeah, Jonathan, that's a great example of an intriguing UDFA. He's only played organized football since he was 21 years old, which is crazy. And he's 24. So there is like a lack of experience there, but he hasn't even close to hit his ceiling. Very intriguing guy for sure. Who do you think our biggest competitor is going to be this year? I mean, you want to talk about biggest competitor in the division, in the conference, just in one particular game this year? I mean, I think if I had to guess the state of the AFC West, I'm going to go Chiefs, probably Broncos, Chargers. Like, they'll be real close, and then the Raiders. But the Broncos and Chargers are going to be tough matches. It's not going to be easy. Gelati, he's smart, motivated, and comes from a solid family. Yeah, his family seems real close. It's actually kind of cool to see because he responds to his mom on Twitter. Like, his mom will tweet something about him, and he'll just respond in the comments saying, "Love you, Mom." It's like, dude, that's freaking awesome. Yeah, they seem really close. Really close indeed. Chiefs versus Eagles, I need that rematch. Yeah, I mean, May 14th, so in roughly a week. I mean, I'll tell you exactly when it is. Next Wednesday, we'll find out the Chiefs' exact schedule, the order of the schedule, and everything, and I can't wait to see that. We'll see, like, where they're playing. Like, do they get any international games or anything like that? Yeah, I can't wait to see it. Yo, Hannah with the 5. Oh, we got Brand with the 5 and Hannah with the 5. Brand said, we kind of talked about it in the Zoom, but I'm excited for Jeffrey Bossa. Hoping he can come in and shore up some of the weakness we had in the middle of the field. Yeah, it's a great issue to have, I guess, is you've got a couple options now for coverage. I wonder how long it'll take him to kind of get up to speed. But he's super intelligent. He donned the green dot in college his last year of school. And, I mean, he's at least a depth piece to have. I don't know how much he's going to play at first, but where you start to see the rookies really come into their own is back half of the season. Look at Rice. Look at Worthy. I think even Pacheco's rookie year. I mean, these guys just start to kind of figure it out. The game slows down for them, and they can react without thinking as much, And so that's where you'll start to see some of these rookies pop through. That's where we saw some of the flashes from like Jaden Hicks last year. I feel like more of them were in the second half of the season than the first half. But heck yeah, how can you not be excited about some of these picks? They're not all going to hit, but I'm definitely excited and intrigued about several of them. Stanley said Badger with 0 drops with great hands would be something for sure. He didn't have like a ton of catches. I think it was like 38-ish catches for just over 800 yards, over 20 yards a catch average. 5 games is what he missed at the end of the season with the foot injury, but he had 0 drops on all those targets. It was like 60-something targets, and he was credited with 0 drops. Some people might say, well, how the heck is that? 60-something targets, only 38 catches, and 0 drops. The rest of them would have been deemed as like uncatchable balls, basically. So that's pretty crazy. Yeah, I'm excited about Royals too. I think he will be out there running around pretty early on in this offense because they need kind of like that Justin Watson replacement. I mean, unless they're just like, yeah, that's Hollywood Brown or something, like I'm just not seeing it. But I do think Royals will rotate in, even if at first it's, hey, run down the field and take some defenders with you kind of a thing. And I think that's okay. He could surpass expectations and have a kind of a more wild stat line. But I would be fine this year for Royals. I mean, he came from a smaller school, Utah State, I think, off the top of my head. I would be fine with like 300, 400 yards from him. Like if he's your wide receiver 5 on the depth chart, 200, 300, 400 yards. I mean, all that's a win to me, especially if like Rice stays healthy, Worthy stays healthy, Hollywood stays healthy. You got Juju as well, Royals working in. Like, yeah, I would be happy with that. 350 yards and 2 touchdowns. It sounds good to me, Lalo. Sounds great to me. Hannah with the 5. Reason I think Bassa sees playing time, safety turn linebacker. Kid has a high football IQ, coverage ability. Want to know who has identical specs? Tranquil. Yeah, I think for me, it's just as a rookie, it's how fast can he get down Spags' playbook and all that stuff. I definitely wouldn't be shocked if we started to see him get worked into the rotation on defense, but I think he'll definitely see special teams action early. But then, yeah, he'll definitely get worked into the defense eventually here. It's just, can he unseat Tranquil or something? Or do they find some creative ways to get him out there on like definite passing downs, third downs? You've got him in there, and he's an extra coverage guy. We'll just have to wait and see. Every year looks a little bit different because your personnel is different. The players there are different, and they've upgraded the cornerback room. And Trent McDuffie can kick into the slot this year instead of Chamari Connor. I mean, there's some definite bonuses there or benefits there based on how they've built the roster that I'm pretty excited about. But Hannah, thanks for another 5-bomb. Patty with a 10-bomb. The 999. No. In German. That was stupid. Sorry. The film looked really good on 1/1/11. Yeah, Jalen Royals. I think Seth Kaiser had a piece on him as well. He's pretty fun to watch. With how our team develops, we are going to be a very scary team in the latter part of the season, granted we stay healthy. Yeah, Skylar, and that's kind of where you need to come alive, right? You find your identity. Again, you kind of know they're running it back with a lot of people, but you spend like the first like 4-ish weeks finding your identity. The next 4-ish weeks kind of honing that in. And then the back half of the season is when you start finding a rhythm as long as everybody stays healthy. Last year was just a problem because they dealt with so many injuries. And then you're kind of like, oh gosh, well, we started figuring out our identity and who to have in on certain downs and packages, but then that person got hurt. So now we've got to figure out who can step in for him. I mean, I'm talking Jalen Watson, Pacheco, Rice, Hollywood. I mean, they started dropping, and it got ugly there for a little bit. Yo, Red Pill with the 10-bomb. Just spoke to the owner. He wants to give you about 6 to 8 items. Wanted to know if you wanted it mailed or you could come to the store. I mean, I would come to the store. Yeah, why not? Yeah, I'd definitely come to the store. They got like it's off Ward. I would go. I'd go to the store for sure, man. Meet whoever's there. Would love to. Yeah, thanks, Red, for another 10 bomb. Let's go. Hope Pacheco has a great year. I don't think he got back 100% after his injury. No, he definitely was not 100%. And neither was Jalen Watson. They both kind of came off of, it's not exact similar injuries, but they both came off of the ankle injury, right? So you break a bone and you come back and you're trying to play at an NFL level. I had knee surgery. I've had a couple hip surgeries, a couple shoulder surgeries. I guess I've had a lot of surgeries. I trained in Taekwondo for over 10 years and it just kind of messed my joints up. But even just trying to come back in rehab and just be like a normal person was kind of a lot. So I couldn't even imagine trying to come back and perform at like peak athlete level. That's next level stuff. Very difficult to come back and look 100% fresh. That's kind of the same with like Charles Omenihu was another guy. He came back half of the season, but he didn't quite look like himself either because he's coming off the ACL. So there's several guys I'm going to keep an eyes on. Jalen Watson, Isaiah Pacheco, Charles Omenihu, and then obviously other guys that aren't coming off of injury, but I just expect a bigger role like Jaden Hicks. The safety room is going to be one to watch because obviously Justin Reed was a big part of that defense. He's gone. You're not going to replace him straight up, I don't think, in year one with him gone. If you're just saying, hey, Jaden Hicks, step up and do your thing. I'm hopeful that Jaden Hicks has a fantastic year. It's just kind of a bit of a question mark. We saw the flashes, but how much can he handle a bigger role? You got Mike Edwards. Yes, you've got Shamari Connor and Brian Cook. I would like to see Brian Cook take a step up too. I don't think he looked quite right after coming back from that really brutal ankle injury either. Still, Cole, you think I'm going to shave my beard? I ain't doing that. Witchy, who are you talking about? She said he promised his parents that he'd go back and finish when he left early, wore his 2 Super Bowl rings to commencement. Who are you talking about? Cole will be mobbed by paparazzi? Nah, I mean, when we go out in the city, Kansas City area, we'll just have like one person here or there say, hey, man. It's always, are you the How About Those Chiefs guy? Basically. Like me and Danny were in Hy-Vee the other day, and there's just a couple guys there, and they're just like, are you the Chiefs, How About Those Chiefs guy? And I was like, yeah, and we talked about the Chiefs for like 5 minutes. So yeah, that's about the extent of it. It's nothing serious. It's just here or there. Someone's like, oh, dude, nice podcast or whatever. And I'm always grateful for if someone sees me and they recognize me, just that if they say hi, if they don't, it's fine. I don't ever expect it, but it's just here and there seeing people if that recognize me. Dawn with the 10. I have high hopes that Josh Simmons is going to solve our left tackle issues for years to come. Please. I did it. I said that 3 times for emphasis because really there hasn't been long-term stability at that position since Eric Fisher kind of hung it up. You've been cycling through guys for the most part. I mean, your biggest swing was obviously for Orlando Brown Jr., and it worked out for a few years, I believe, but I think they were hoping Orlando Brown Jr. would still be on the team. Like that was the goal when you give up all that you did to go get him. And when you think about like Orlando Brown Jr., he's only 29 years old. Like you got left tackle, like Trent Williams is 69. Just kidding. He's 37 years old. Like that's kind of an exception, but you could play at a pretty high level as a left tackle. I mean, Joe Tooney's 34. He's a left guard, but yeah, I mean, I think the goal was Orlando Brown Jr. Obviously it didn't work out long-term. You've then just cycled through a bunch of guys, and hopefully Josh Simmons is that guy. Don, staple left tackle for years to come. That's what the Chiefs definitely took a swing on. Rising with the 20 bomb. With the 20? Sheesh, you guys are going crazy. I appreciate each and every one of you. Royals is going to be the best wide receiver since Tyreek. I'm calling it now. Slightly smaller version of A.J. Brown with a better yak skill set. Bro, please. I hope you're right. I always like when it comes to rookies, I just don't put a lot of expectations on them initially. But man, if he could pan out to even just like a solid wide receiver 2-3 for the team, I would love it. If he turns out even more than that, great. I would not complain one bit. I mean, on a hurt foot or on a foot that wasn't 100%, he went to the NFL Combine, Still racked up a 9-point-something relative athletic score. Might have been a low 9, but he ran a 4.42 40 and the fastest 10-yard split of any wide receiver in this draft class. Crazy burst. That speed off the line and that yards after catch ability. I think they called it rack. They kept saying rack in the presser. The Chiefs presser after the draft, run after catch. They really like that about him. They see some similarities between him and Rice, but I still hope that he can pan out as a solid outside receiver option for the Chiefs because I just feel like it's needed. It's definitely needed, but hey, I'm stoked for Royals. I'm a sucker for skilled position guys, so why the heck not? Always going to root for him. More weapons for Mahomes. The more of them, the merrier. Thanks again, Phoenix, for the 20 bomb. Hannah with another 5 bomb. Chiefs Kingdom. Let's be patient with Simmons. That injury is tough to come back from, but we've got Jalen Moore, who I think is underrated. Yeah, I think if Simmons just continues to rehab and learn the system and doesn't see any playing time at all this year, I think that's fine. I like the combo of Jalen Moore and Jawan Taylor. With that being said, if he progresses through his rehab and just looks fantastic, if he beats out one of those two at the tackle spot, I won't complain. Or if one of those guys, please don't, but if one of those guys happens to go down due to injury, if he could be your swing tackle and be the next man up, at least on the left side, because you definitely don't want Kingsley or Wanye back there on the left side, in my opinion. But if he could be there on the left side as your backup, I like that too for his rookie year. I mean, the Chiefs are in a position they don't have to rush him out there, which I love. My only issue is Simmons' agent is Drew Rosenhaus. Dude is a pain. Yeah, I mean, Drew Rosenhaus represents like half the league. I mean, he does what he's paid to do really well, and that's get players good contracts. So I don't think he has like a vendetta against the Chiefs or anything like that, but I understand like people don't like him because it's Tyreek's agent, and the whole way that thing went down was absolutely embarrassing. What the heck? My editor, Troy, he's a huge Timberwolves fan. They're doing playoffs right now, NBA playoffs. He texted me and said, dude, they just had to pause the game because one of the Warriors players is wearing the wrong shorts. He ran back to the locker room to change. What? He wore the wrong shorts? What is he, Chris Jones at the combine running out there in his spandex? Like, what happened? That's crazy. The only guaranteed loss I see is the Colts. The kryptonite, huh? The kryptonite. Makes it, dang, if I'd known Pop would be walking at graduation, I would have gone to Rutgers. Wait, is Isaiah Pacheco, what is happening? What are we talking about Isaiah Pacheco with graduation? Chiefs running back wore Super Bowl rings to college graduation. Okay. This is today, 2 hours ago. Oh, shoot, it was Pacheco. From Super Bowl champ to college grad, Isaiah Pacheco came back to finish what he started. This was posted today at 7 p.m. But where are you seeing the details on why he came back to finish his degree? But that's awesome. Love that. Let's go. How can you not, I got the wrong camera on this. How can you not just root for that guy? I don't know what his future looks like after this year or anything like that, but he's been nothing but a great dude, and he's given his all for the team every single play. Joe with the 5. Thank you, man. I just want the defensive players to kill it. Defense wins Super Bowls. I don't want to be overly dramatic here, but based on the offseason moves that we've seen on the defense to reinforce the secondary, some of the moves that they made just to bring back core pieces, but really just like Christian Fulton, and then the addition of Noel Williams, Jalen Watson, another year removed from his injury, that could then also allow Trey McDuffie to kick back into the slot. The coverage will be much more sticky That's also going to help the D-line. It's like a complete domino effect. The middle of the field should be a bit more solid as well with McDuffie in the slot. And that's going to allow the pass rush to get home a bit more. And you obviously have Chris Jones. You got Karlaftis. You got Dana. You just drafted a couple of guys too. Omar Norman-Lott, who will rotate in. Ashton Gelati, who will rotate in. You've got FAU. Hopefully he takes a step up. Like, I think this defense has the potential to be elite again. Like top 5 in most categories elite, like they were the last year of L'Jarius Sneed's Kansas City tenure. That's not even proper phrasing, but just the last year, what was that, 2023? I think the defense has the ability to really be close to that. That's me projecting what I'm seeing based on the moves they made, but I do think that can happen, and that's very exciting to me because just what you said, defense wins championships, and with the secondary being more sticky in coverage, it's only going to help the trenches, and I'd further break that down to trenches win championships. We just saw the Eagles defense dominate the Chiefs in the trenches during Super Bowl 59. It's that important. Buck and Bob with the 5-bomb. Let's go. Cole, I randomly met Joe Blameyer at the dog park last week. We ended up talking for 30 to 40 minutes. It was so freaking cool. Really? That's the Chiefs pass game coordinator. That's pretty cool. I would assume he's a guy that can probably walk around pretty freely. Like, he's one of those underrated coaches it's not Andy Reid or Spags or Nagy walking around. So I bet he doesn't get noticed a ton. So that's pretty cool that you were like, hey, Joe Blameyer, what's up, dude? And he was probably like, oh, what's up? Like, I could just see it happening in my head of like, oh, dude, like, they don't probably get recognized a lot. So that's pretty awesome. I hope that convo was fun, man. That's a pretty cool experience. Brand with the 5-bomb said, Cole, tell Troy I'm rooting for him. I don't have an NBA team, so I guess I'm a Timberwolves guy for now, just for Troy, and I guess FLDB if he follows local NBA. Yeah, Troy said it's hilarious because talking about the guy that had to run into the locker room to change his shorts. It's hilarious because they all wear warm-up pants, then they remove them like right before tip-off. So nobody knew until the game started he had the wrong shorts on. Oh, man. Oh, man. Hannah with the 5, y'all. Y'all another please save me signal from Tyreek. He added Pat to his top 5 QBs, but left off Tua. Bro really wants the Dolphins to trade him. I mean, if he's just being honest, here's the problem. Tyreek was just not being honest at first. He tried to put Tua in the top 5, and he's not top 5. Tua is like, as long as he can stay healthy, I think Tua is like a top. Would you put Tua like in the top 15? Like right around there, maybe? I'm not trying to be too disrespectful or give him too much credit. Like some people would say, nah, he's top 10 for sure. I don't know. I feel like I could go through a list of quarterbacks and probably get to top 10 pretty quickly without Tua. He's not awful, but he's not top 5. So Tyreek is definitely not lying. He's actually speaking facts. Is he still doing his podcast? What's his podcast called? Tell the Truth? I don't even remember. Thought Tua's the most accurate QB ever. Yeah, he's accurate. That's what Tyreek said. But yeah, I'm just kind of over the Tyreek thing. I don't know what's going to happen with Tua or the Dolphins. Tyreek will play well as long as he's healthy. Yeah, for sure. Time for redemption, said AJ. What's up, AJ? This will be Sky Moore's breakout season. I feel like Kevin's trolling. Kevin, you're trolling. I mean, maybe you're not. And I don't mean to laugh. I'm only laughing because I feel like I know your humor and I think you're just trolling around. We've been saying that every year, so it feels like a broken record. I don't know if Sky makes the roster. But if they roll with 7, I guess it's possible, or if somebody gets injured. Tell me in chat your wide receiver room, because here's mine. And most of you probably agree, with most of them. The 4 locks for sure based on contracts and or price. So some of it's length of contract, i.e. rookie deal like Jalen Royals, or price. Hollywood Brown, his 1-year deal is expensive enough. He's not going anywhere. You got Hollywood, you got Rice, you got Worthy, you got Royals. Juju most likely makes the roster as well. Offsets Travis Kelce in the middle of the field. Zone-friendly QB, Mahomes trust, or zone-friendly receiver, the QB, Mahomes trusts. And then he can be used kind of anywhere just because he knows the system, savvy vet. And then Nico probably is the team's returner. That's if they roll with 6. Where is Sky? Unless you go with 7. Or one of those guys gets hurt in camp, I guess, or something. Like, I just don't. I'm not seeing it. Now, Juju is technically expendable from a contractual standpoint. It's like a vet min deal, $1.4 million or something. You can move on from him, but I just don't see that. I think he's probably making the roster. So I just don't know, unless you're rolling with 7 receivers, like what you're supposed to do there. And then you've got guys that are intriguing. Elijah, Badger, Mac Delana. I don't want to say his name wrong, but there's like some UDFAs that are like intriguing enough, particularly Badger. It's going to be a hard fought room. The sky is falling. Wide receiver 1 is Rice. Yeah, I guess when I said my order, I wasn't necessarily saying order of where I think they're going to be on the depth chart, but just had the 4 locks. Yeah, Crimson, I think, agrees with me. He said Hollywood, Rice, Xavier, Juju, Royals, Remigio. There's your 6. No Sky, by Sky. Ray said, according to Colin Cowturd, the Chargers are winning the division this year. I mean, I can understand kind of where Cowherd is getting to about how the Chargers could win the division. Like, I could see it a little bit. But at the same time, he's been saying that every year. It's like, come on, dude. Now, I feel like the Chiefs used to be up here in the AFC West and everybody else was here. I do think that gap is narrowing a little bit, but I think just because they're getting more competitive, better coaching, stabilizing at the quarterback position, and really just better coaching does wonders. Think about the Chargers. They went from like a 5-win team 2 years ago to making the playoffs last year. 1 year, basically the same roster, different coaching staff. Crazy. I don't think the Chargers win the division, but Cowherd has been saying that for like years. I feel like we're living in or caught in a loop. Infinity loop? I don't know. Yo, About Time just DM'd me on Twitter and said, got this as a gift today. Let's freaking go. Signed Christian Okoye. I think it's a playing card. I could be wrong. But dude, that's freaking awesome, man. Let's go. Heck yeah. Chargers never win the big one. Off-season champs every single year. Congratulations. I mean, I need this voice on probably. Where's this voice at? No, I don't even know. I'm about to hit some random button that's not going to work. But yeah, congratulations. Yeah, here's one for you. You can do this one. Yay! Off-season champions. But it is much respect to the Chargers and the Broncos. I think they're getting better. You're getting weapons. You're getting stability. I mean, the Raiders are getting better too. Pete Carroll, Geno, those are steps up from what they've had. They got Genty now. You have Brock Bowers. Oh, it's a frame pick? Okay, I was like, it looks huge for a playing card, but it almost looks like a playing card. But an 8x10 photo. Nice. Heck yeah. Sky to the Raiders or couch. Release him, said Hannah with the 2. Brand with the 5. Honestly, Sky may be the most logical and best choice to be on the practice squad. His tenure with us is perfect for it, and we love to bring back familiar faces. Yeah, if he... I glitched, but I was going to say if he clears waivers, he would definitely be a prime practice squad candidate, in my opinion. But then I got to thinking, oh, is he a tenured vet? But I think a tenured vet has to have 4 years of NFL experience. In the NFL, a tenured veteran typically refers to a player who has been in the league for a significant amount of time, often exceeding a certain number of seasons. Yeah, but how many seasons? Is it 4? Tenured vet versus... what would it be? Here, let's just do this. Let me do it. This will be easier. Released versus waived. So a player with at least 4 accrued seasons, meaning they have spent at least 6 weeks on the 53-man roster in 4 different seasons, they are released and immediately become a free agent. They can sign with any team. A player with less than 4 accrued seasons is waived and becomes subject to the waiver wire. Now, I will say this. Once the trade deadline ends, everybody has to clear waivers, vet or not. So it's something to kind of keep an eye on. That does mean, obviously, Sky would have to clear waivers. I couldn't remember for a second if it was 4 seasons or not, but it is. If Sky could clear waivers, I would not mind him at all on the practice squad. I mean, that's a guy that you know would at least know the system and could be called up in case of emergency. We just had a vote, 150 votes here on a poll. Of our last 3 draft picks, which one are you most excited about? Jalen Royals, Bashard Smith, and Jeffrey Bossa. So Jalen Royals by far 63% of the votes. Yeah, I'm excited about him too. Erwin, thank you so much for the 5 gifted, man. 5 gifted bomb. I've been high on Royals for months. I was familiar with Bossa, but the more I learn about him, the more I love the pick. Yeah, heck yeah, Slammin'. Slammin', I feel like I've seen you in here pre-draft saying, hey, you need to talk about Jalen Royals. Cole, who would win, 100 Chris Joneses or 1 Gorilla? Ooh. I've seen that floating around. Can somebody in the chat explain to me where that originated? Because it went viral and like everybody was talking about it. 100 men versus 1 gorilla, who would win? I think like 100 men like me, like an average common dude, we're losing. We're getting our kicked. Like we're getting stomped. But 100 Chris Joneses, that's different. I think 100 Chris Joneses could win. I think they would win. You'll never really know, but I think they could win. 10 bomb for Baby Badger. Let's freaking go. I'm assuming you're talking about Elijah Badger in reference to the Honey Badger, right, Jennifer? Is that what you're saying? Let me know if that's what you're saying. Oh man, Niji Mura. I probably butchered the name. Please correct me if I was wrong. I'm so sorry. But thank you for the 5. If we have another subpar offensive season, what do you think would cause it, and how would the Chiefs address it in your opinion? Ooh. I think a lot of the offense last year was just dealing with injuries and obviously the revolving door at the left tackle spot. So we're saying if. So I don't think they will. But if it's another subpar offensive season from a statistical standpoint, they struggle again in the red zone. They're struggling again in points per game and stuff like that. I would think you need to make some switches on the offensive coaching staff. I'm not going to say the sky is falling and Andy Reid needs to go or anything like that, but I would like some fresh blood in the offensive coaching room, helping with the play calls, helping with the game plan. If that means Nagy goes, okay. Like, you need to switch it up a little bit. I'm also going to say this. Next year, it's hard to know because Kelce could very well be gone, and that's a big identity of the offense for years to come, or from years prior. He was the centerpiece, right? I think they were funneling the offense through Rashee Rice last year until he got hurt. You saw that separation, and I remember some people were kind of, not everybody, but some people were upset about, hey, why isn't Kelce getting the ball? It's all Rice. I'm like, dude, who cares? To be honest with you, who's getting the ball as long as there's a W at the end of the day? I don't care. I don't care if you're throwing the ball to P. Ryan and he's your leading receiver. It doesn't really matter. But I think they were really trying to funnel the offense through Rice before he got hurt. Injuries was the biggest thing to me, aside from the calamity at left tackle. Because it was Rice, it was Hollywood, and with Hollywood, you're thinking, oh, maybe we'll have him back soon. They didn't put him on IR initially. Then when that collarbone wasn't, I think it was a collarbone, right? The it's been a while since I've said this. The sternoclavicular dislocation. Woo! I'm not a doctor for a reason. But when that didn't set right, they had to get it surgically fixed. He then had to get placed on IR. So they're kind of hoping like he could come back soon because Tyreek Hill only missed a few games and was able to come back. But yeah, I think that would be one of the biggest pieces, would be addressing some of the offensive coaching staff, I guess. But then if you don't have Kelce next year, his $20 million cap hit's gone, and you could probably use that to get even more firepower in the room or beef up. Like, there's just so many things that can happen. Like, is it the O-line again? Where's the weakness? Address it and just try to work on it every single year. Brand with the 5. 100 Men versus Gorilla has been around for 5 years, largely on Reddit. And who would win, but gained traction recently due to a tweet. Oh, it was a tweet from Mr. Beast? Okay, I didn't realize Mr. Beast blew it up. 100 Chris Joneses would win. I am convinced. Perna thinks our draft this year sucked. Nah, he's just trolling. I mean, I didn't watch his video. I saw his thumbnail and shared it online, laughing about it. But I think he's just trolling. Mr. Canceled? I don't think Mr. Beast. I think Mr. Beast is doing fine. Obviously, he's been through some stuff with people on his team and all that, but he's not canceled. Hannah with the 5, another 5. I will be 99 and 100, and I will run so I can live to tell the tale of my comrades who the gorilla killed. Y'all are nuts. That gorilla is pure muscle. Oh, I'm not getting there. I'm just saying 100 Chris Joneses I think could win. 100 Chris Joneses? Yeah. Yeah. For sure. I'm like confident, but in the back of my head I'm like, I don't really know. So, man, CINSQZ. I don't know how to pronounce that, but thank you for the 2-month membership, and said, as far as the roster goes, how do you feel and who do you anticipate being wide receiver 1 other than Rice? Well, I think Rice is wide receiver 1, but maybe you're just saying, hey, who sees a lot of production outside of him? Probably Worthy. But Hollywood, I'll be curious to see what his role looks like in the offense. I think if it's not Rice, it's Worthy. And then after that, Kelce. We were talking about this earlier today. I quote tweeted it and was like kind of talking about the Travis Kelce situation and what his stats could look like. I'd be curious to know your thoughts on this. Because Daily Chief said, what do you think Travis Kelce's stats will be this season? He said 89 receptions for 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns. I just said this is the first year where I don't know what to expect. The offense was clearly funneling through Rice last year prior to him getting injured, but Kelce still finished with 97 catches for 823 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's just in the regular season, for the record. I would be surprised if his stats are more than that in 2025. So I said, hey, give me 80-ish catches for 700 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's a win, especially if he's like 3rd or 4th in production on the offense. But the key here is it doesn't really matter. Just get to the playoffs healthy and let's freaking go, dude. Like that's the main thing for me. But I'd be curious to know your guys' thoughts on that. A gorilla specialist said that a gorilla would take out 20 to 40 men and get tired. They don't have a lot of stamina, but they are really tough animals. He said 100 average men can take on one gorilla. Oh, the gorilla would still take out 20 to 40 men, and then he would need a nap. He would need some Red Bull. Oh, that makes more sense. Eddie Hall deadlifts 1,000 pounds. Gorilla believed to deadlift 1.8 thousand. That's, if a gorilla could deadlift almost 2,000 pounds, I'm 200. That's almost 10 of me. Crazy. Casey Royals just came back and won. Let's go. Oh, come on. Let's go, Royals. Walk-off homer from Bobby. Oh, shoot. Bobby walks it off. Oh, wait.
Center field.
Oh, not a walk-off homer. But the bases were loaded in the 9th. It was a walk-off hit for the game. Oh, nice. Let's go. We'll take any W's we can get from any team in Kansas City. Heck yeah. About time with the 5 Jones. Just wide out 3rd leg, and gorillas will die crying. Dude, bro, about time. What? What are you saying, bro? We're talking about Chris Jones' third leg? Yo, that's crazy. That took a turn for sure. I'm all right. I'm good. Flip with the 5. What's up, Cole, NHBTC fan? What's up, man? So if you were in Coach Spags' shoes with all the new rookies in place, or new rookie pieces, who do you see you would have fun utilizing the most? I mean, probably Noel Williams from like a secondary standpoint to me, just the ball hawk nature of him. But he's still probably going to be a rotational guy just behind Jalen Watson, Christian Fulton, and Trent McDuffie. You can't rule it out, though. They might have the most fun with the guys on the D-line. Omar Norman-Lott, Ashton Gelati, like just working those guys in. I mean, those are two that came to, or two, a couple that came to mind. But let me know what you guys think. Major pause. Yeah, bro, that picture looks. Somebody said that picture looks done. Yeah, he's like, I can't believe this. He's like, nah. He said, nah way. Yeah, he knew it was over. He knew it was over. Cole, how about this? 100 Gorillas or the Chiefs' whole 90-man roster? Yeah, they're winning. 90-man roster is winning. Cole, have you talked about our brutal 2026 schedule? No surprise of winning, but it might be the toughest schedule we've ever had. 2026? I don't know that schedule. Or are you talking about 2025? You talking about this year? If you're talking about this year, I mean, no. I mean, we've looked at it, but when the schedule releases May 14th, it'll be interesting to it'll be interesting to kind of see the order, when the Chiefs are slated to play, prime time, the bye week. Are there any international games, stuff like that? ACU said, y'all talking about Chris Jones in here? Yeah, dude, somebody talked about his third leg, and we were talking about one man or one gorilla versus 100 men, 100 Chris Joneses. It took a turn. It took a turn. Our schedule ranks 6th hardest this year. How do you know that, Dylan? Like, what metric is that? I would just be curious to look it up. Crazy, dude. Chris Jones. 100 Leo Chanels versus one gorilla. Oh, they're winning. Leo's winning. 100 guys with a 999 RAS. Yeah, 100 Chris Joneses are definitely taking down a gorilla, dude. I think my Raiders hate came from the 70s because the A's and Royals were also rivals. Yeah, I mean, the Chiefs and Raiders, I mean, that's probably the greatest, one of the biggest rivalries in football, I think. The Bills have the 5th easiest schedule this year. Dylan, where are you getting that? What are you basing that off of? Strength of schedule based on records last year? Or what exactly? Yeah, who decided we were 6th? Yeah, where are you getting that, Dylan? 100 Kadarius Tonys or 100 Gorillas? What? The Gorillas are smoking. If it's 100 on 100, the Gorillas are winning, no matter who. Which 53-man roster from last year would handle the Gorilla the best? We are going crazy over here about these Gorillas. Just strength of schedule? Okay, I got you. Yeah, I remember Larry Johnson. Yes, sir. He had some crazy seasons for the Chiefs right around the Priest Holmes era. A lot of that has to do with Chargers and Denver in 4 games. Yeah, that's true. I mean, the AFC West is going to be one of the more competitive divisions in football. Maybe is it the NFC North? Is that the Vikings division? I mean, that division's insane. Yeah, the Lions, Packers, Vikings, and Bears. Oh my. Chiefs versus Raiders is definitely up there in rivalry history. Currently, not really. No, not currently. But I still, like, there was like a poll on Twitter recently. It was like, who's the Chiefs' greatest rival? And like everybody was picking the Bills. I still pick the Raiders. I'm just looking at it from like full context. I'm still going with the Raiders. But if you just want to say, hey, who has been like a great team that the Chiefs have gone back and forth with, and it's always a battle over the past 5-7 years or since Mahomes became a starter, then yeah, we would definitely say somebody like the Bills. I mean, that probably would be the most accurate because Mahomes has lost like one time to the Raiders. So I get that. Yeah, because Mahomes has only lost like 5 games against the AFC West in his career. I think that their rivals are the Bengals. Joe Burrow's the only current QB to beat Mahomes in the playoffs. I mean, the Bengals haven't beat the Chiefs in like 3 years. So I'm not worried about the Bengals. They need to worry about their defense is what they need to worry about. But I do like Joe Burrow. I think he's a great quarterback. Obviously, Jamar Chase had the Triple Crown last year for a reason. Some of that was because the defense was so bad that the offense would just be on the field all the time. But, I mean, there's still great pieces on that team. I just don't think they're like a rival, if that makes sense. I would say the Bills are. But hey, if you want to say that it's the Bengals, like I'm not gonna argue over it, you know what I mean? Bout time with the 2. Blame it on the bourbon or Hannah. All right. Thank you for the 2. We ain't scared of anyone, not even the Eagles. I mean, the Eagles are a great team, man. They smoked the Chiefs. They're going to probably be number 1 on the power rankings to start out this year, but they did lose some pieces. They lost some pieces on defense. I think the offense largely stayed intact. That O-line, Barkley, the wide receiver room. I think they still have Goddard. So the offense looks pretty much the same. But, I mean, as long as Howie Roseman's over there, like, he's going to keep building super competitive rosters until they can't afford to pay for it anymore. The Bills and Ravens, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It's talking about Chiefs rivals, Bills, Ravens. We don't rival no one but what's within our division. Yeah, I think from like a historical perspective, it's the Raiders and the Broncos, Chargers after that. But just like modern day, a team that the Chiefs are always battling in the playoffs, it's the Bills. I mean, they've played the Bills a lot. I wish in the draft that the Chiefs drafted Caden Priestcorn, tight end out of Ole Miss, because he was super underrated. Look him up. Okay. I'm not familiar with that name. Would he be on Brugler's draft guide, maybe? Did he go undrafted? He was tight end 19 on his draft board. Dane Brugler's draft board. Definitely an older prospect, almost 26 years old. Good God. Was he in college for a decade? He was in college for, I guess, just 5 years. But last 2 years at Ole Miss, about 30-ish receptions for just over 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. All chiefed up with the 5 bomb. 100 Joe Burrows versus 1 Chris Jones. I mean, I don't care kind of who you are if you're a dude, like a human. I think 100 versus 1, it's over. I think 100 of me, maybe, versus 1 Chris Jones could win. I don't know. 100? It's kind of the same concept. Chris Jones gassing out eventually. Flip with the 5, or all chiefed up. Thanks for the 5, guys. Appreciate you. Flip with the 5. I don't understand why the Raiders skipped out on QB Sanders. That would have been a great fit for him with the logo and getting picked up late. I did think that maybe the Raiders would have been a sneaky team to kind of snag him, especially with like the ties of Tom Brady and being able to be a quarterback whisperer. I don't know how much he would actually work with a quarterback, but he does have say and input as a minority owner. But yeah, he fell farther than I think a lot of people thought. Some were much lower on him. Some thought like Mel Kiper was freaking out. He's going to go like top 10 or whatever. I thought he might go in the second round. But yeah, he dipped way lower than that. Just envisioned Chris Jones throwing a Cole into like 10 other Coles and knocking them all down. I think about 90 Coles would not survive that battle. Cole, what are your thoughts on Abdul Carter trying to get retired numbers? I did see that. I think he reached out to a couple guys that are retired and asked if they would be willing to unretire their number. I saw that. Can't stand seeing John Elway. Man, John Elway, by the way, he was in like a golf cart accident on the golf course in some capacity, and his longtime friend and agent passed away from like the golf cart wreck or something. That's a crazy story. Shadora's picked 144th. Kirk O'Chains went 102. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of quarterbacks that were drafted later that have had successful careers. I mean, Tom Brady was a 6th-round pick. I'm not comparing Sanders to Brady, but by any means. But I'm just saying, like, Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. I don't think where you're picked defines your future 100%, but statistically speaking, over the years, the later rounds that you get picked, the harder it is to find great success. It's not impossible by any means. DJ Chicken said, chill, bro. I'm pretty chill, brother. Do a poll for Mahomes' hair? Why? Like, do you like it? I don't mind his new hair by any means. I don't really care what people want to do with it. I don't have hair, so I'm like, dog, if you got hair, rock it. Go for it. You go to John Elway's old high school and they practically worshipped him. That crash, we got the day off school the next day to recover emotionally. Dang, no way. They gave you the next day off? Are you talking about the golf cart crash or something else? Brady was in a weak division his whole career. Mahomes has been in a weak division his whole career as well. Would Mahomes hold up in a division with more talented quarterbacks? I mean, I think so. Look at his record versus basically any team in the NFL, and it's a winning record versus most of them. I've seen the people say, "Oh, Mahomes would never survive in the AFC North." Okay, Mahomes' record versus AFC North. Let's see what it is. Mahomes is 13-3 against the AFC North in his career. Okay, I mean, what are we doing here? So yeah, I think so, and I would also argue that the AFC West is one of the more competitive divisions in football now, and it's not getting any easier. So they're in a pretty competitive division now. Years prior, yes, floundering, the teams were searching, but now the AFC West is, I don't know if it's a gauntlet, but it's going to be a tough division for sure. Article about our scheduling being 6th hardest is heavy on Chiefs. Chiefs get concerning news on the 2024 season. 2024 or 2025? I'll look into that. 2025 strength of schedule regular season. Where do you want to be here? Here is who's this? Yeah, Warren Sharp of Sharp Analysis. If you base the strength of schedule based on the 2025 Vegas win totals, the Chiefs have the 27th ranked schedule. Now, if you're basing it off of 2025 strength of schedule versus 2024 actual, where are the Chiefs? I don't even know how to read this. 27th, 23rd improvement rank? I don't know what I'm looking at on that one. I can't lie to you. Looking at actual strength of schedule team ranks from last season. Wait. That's May 5th. Yeah, interesting. That'd be interesting. I might research that for a video here soon. I mean, we're going to talk about the schedule next week when it comes out. Yeah, 75% of the AFC West made the playoffs. No, exactly, Red Pill. And that's kind of like the NFC North. 3 of those teams made the playoffs, too. Football Formula said, will you be streaming the most overhyped event, schedule release 25 this year? Maybe. We'll see. I feel like I streamed it last year, and then we did a video on it the day after. I'll try to remember what we did. Do I like Gatorade? No, I like H2O. Gatorade, H2O. I guess I don't mind Gatorade, but I don't really drink it. Cole, will the teams going to Australia get extra rest? because it's like a 14-hour late time difference or whatever. I think you would at least get a mini bye or a bye. Your bye week should be after that game for sure, but at least a mini bye. Exactly, Dave. Gatorade, H2O. Water boy in the house. We watch other teams' schedule release announcements too. Oh, yeah. Schedule release announcement videos. Those were kind of fun. Why am I not watching the Warriors? I don't. Sorry, I just realized my camera's not focused. Hey, focus up, dog. I don't really watch basketball. I mean, I'll watch a little bit of the playoffs. Probably when I get off, I might turn it on. But I don't really watch NBA. The playoffs, I'll kind of keep an eye on, especially because Troy, one of my editors, he's a big Timberwolves fan. I'll keep an eye on him. Curry is hurt? Ooh. How hurt? That's not good. So if I search Curry right now on Twitter, it'll say he's hurt. Steph Curry went to the locker room after an apparent leg injury. He was grabbing at his left hamstring. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Cole, do you have a favorite NFC team and second or third favorite AFC? Not really. I think I like the Vikings just because Troy, a couple people in chat, FLDB, Garrett from Football Analysis. They're just several guys that I know that like the Vikings, and they've never won a Super Bowl or anything like that. And I think it would be cool to see them get one eventually if it's not the Chiefs getting one. That's not like a second favorite team, but I think if I saw another team get success, like I like JJ, Justin Jefferson, I mean McCarthy too, I guess, but we'll see how he looks in the NFL. I like KOC a lot. So maybe another team, I don't have a second favorite team, but another team I would root for if the Chiefs weren't like in the playoffs, like it would be cool to see the Vikings maybe pull something off. Yo, what's up, Mr. Memes? Still love this team even if they lost the Super Bowl. Chiefs for life. Yeah, that's right, Peter. Always. What's up, Zeno? Glad to jump in here. If I had to pick a player, it's got to be Rashee Rice. Dude is going to go off. I said, what did I say? Who's your favorite new Chiefs player? But if you just want to say, hey, Chiefs player that's going to go insane next year in general, and you think it's Rice, I love that. As long as he's not suspended, he's going to have some pretty crazy stats next year. If he is suspended, it just is what it is. We'll see what ends up happening with that. We'll be doing a stream for schedule release. Yo, K right in the house. What's up, dude? I mean, maybe. I think I did one last year, so we'll probably do it again. But I need to see the details on that. Just like, what did I do last year? Because if you guys remember, the games were leaked like slowly but surely all day, and we were trying to like piece the games together. We need to make like a FLDB or brand. Can we use an element of the website for the power rankings that we did to be able to drag in the order of the Chiefs games or something? I don't know. We could talk about that. Doesn't have to be crazy. Yeah, it's next Wednesday the 14th for sure. Hope you stream play-by-play of the Chiefs again this year so I can follow the games when not available for me. Heck yeah, Decal. We will definitely be streaming during the Chiefs games. Yeah, I definitely enjoy doing that. Okay, right. Thanks again for the 2-bomb. Hope you're doing well, man. You're going to have a different all-season sponsorship? Well, Underdog is back for another year. I do have Good Shop and Factor for the year. I think Chiefs Bids normally comes back around during every football season. SeatGeek is on for the year. So we definitely have some. If there's others that get worked out, like I'm 100% in if it makes sense. There are some sponsors I turned down that just don't make sense for the community. But yeah, if the right one works out, I'm 100% down. New website, not with the way it is. Oh, okay, cool. No worries. I knew you had we had that power rankings page, but if it's all demolished and stuff, I'm not worried about it. Because there's going to be people all over on Twitter collecting stuff, so no big deal. Very interested in this safety, Glendon Miller. Is that one of the guys that the Chiefs signed today, maybe? If so, I'm going to talk about him in tomorrow's video. Who's Glendon Miller? Is he on the 90-man roster, maybe? I'm just going to have to look that up. Glendon Miller? Oh, he's with the Chiefs. Okay, so he's on the 90. Right? Yeah, he's with the Chiefs. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with the 90-man roster, and I don't know all the names yet. No, Mahomes' half-brother is Graham something. His half-brother did not get signed by the Chiefs after his minicamp invite. Graham Walker. He was like a wide receiver turned tight end. K-Wright said, how did you like my Saints draft? Let me go back and look it up. You know what's crazy? I saw some Falcons fans in Hy-Vee the other day. I was there, and I was like, Falcons fans? What? So I went and said, hey, what'd you guys think about your draft? And they were like, we liked it. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Because remember, they traded way up and gave up a future first-round pick to get, can't remember his name, but it was one of the pass rushers late in the first round. So the Saints got Kelvin Banks Jr., pick 9. I do like that. Oh, yeah, Tyler Shuck out of Louisville. Got a defensive tackle, a safety, a linebacker, a corner. You got Devin Neal, KU's running back. I mean, you went heavy on defense. You needed it. You obviously got the tackle early, another quarterback. I don't know what you guys are going to do with the Derek Carr situation. But yeah, not bad. Not a bad draft. Probably not the best one, but not bad. I mean, if Kelvin Banks is a hit, that's a win. Should Eric Berry be in the Hall of Fame? Dude, what is Eric Berry up to? I don't know if he at least the Chiefs Ring of Honor. Is he in the Chiefs Ring of Honor? I feel like he should be. That guy's like a ghost. Where's he been? Oh, he was. Yes, safety Eric Berry was inducted into the Chiefs Ring of Honor. Okay, good. I was like, I feel like he should at least be in there if he isn't already. You love Josh Simmons. I really hope he's the franchise left tackle for a QB1. I watched him at Ohio State. Yeah, man, if he can get healthy, I'm in there. I agree with you. Josh Simmons to have a franchise left tackle or tackle in general for years to come. You get him at the end of round 1. I mean, AI is telling me this. Is he? Now I'm like second guessing myself. I think he needs to be in the Ring of Honor, but I don't know that he is. I don't think he is. Mahomes will have 4,800 yards, 43 touchdowns, 8 picks, and we win the division again. I would be ecstatic, John, with those numbers. You have a Dwayne Bowe jersey? Heck yeah. Voting Shador into Hall of Fame after preseason? All right, Matt. All right, bro. Who does AI have winning the Super Bowl? I don't know. We could ask ChatGPT. What NFL team should win Super Bowl 60 based on... I'll just say I won't give him anything else. I don't think ChatGPT is up to date enough to give you new answers. The Eagles are early favorites to win. Other top contenders include the Ravens, the Bills, the Chiefs. Lions are in the mix. For fans in Kansas City, I didn't even say I was a Chiefs fan. For fans in Kansas City, the Chiefs remain strong contenders despite their recent Super Bowl loss. Led by Patrick Mahomes, they are expected to be competitive for the upcoming season. Let's go. Then they say in Missouri, the Chiefs are the primary NFL team. The St. Louis Rams relocated to LA in 2016, leaving the Chiefs as the state's sole team. Well, thank you. While the Eagles are currently favored to win Super Bowl 50, the dynamic nature of the NFL means that other teams, such as the Chiefs, Ravens, or Bills, could emerge as strong contenders as the season progresses. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, ChatGPT. I have a Mahomes and Pacheco jersey. Heck yeah. I have us winning 4 games. Oh, the Saints only winning 4? Oh, no. Do you think Josh Simmons will be better or worse than Orlando Brown Jr.? I mean, I think in a perfect world, better. We just need to see how he comes back off that knee injury. Orlando was definitely a serviceable left tackle. He had his weaknesses, right? But I think they were hoping for more from him when they traded for him, especially from like a longevity standpoint. I might think about getting a new Chiefs jersey. Ooh, I'm going to get a Bossa jersey because he wore 31 to honor Kyrie Jackson. Ocean Girl's the oldest in chat. Nah, you ain't old till you're dead. That's what I say. You ain't old till you're dead. Joe said just competitive. I don't even remember what I said. I don't even remember what that's referencing. Yeah, Bossa 31, heck yeah. What chance is Suamatia stud at guard? I'm not going to give it a high chance, but I am hoping that he pans out as the starting level left guard because who else is it going to be? Mike Caliendo? I mean, maybe Hunter Norzad in the mix? That jersey's going to slap, Dave. You're right. I want to win a Chiefs Royals jersey from HBTC this year. That would be a fun jersey to get. Like if you just want to pick one that's like a fun one, Jalen Royals, number 11. Imagine just a Chiefs jersey with Royals on the back of it. That's freaking sick. It was meant to be. You just ordered a new McDuffie jersey? Ooh, let's go. Heck yeah. 31 needs to make the wall behind you, Cole. I'm assuming he makes the team. Yeah, who do we got back here right now? We got Travis Kelce, Nick Bolton, Rashee Rice, Isaiah Pacheco, Christian Okoye, and Chris Jones. It's kind of weird that the Chris Jones numbers are slightly different color than like everybody else's. But yeah, we would just have to decide whose number to take down. Kelce, Bolton, Rice, Pacheco, Okoye, Jones. We could start swapping some jerseys out here eventually. Whoa. It was like an earthquake just now. Why is a Mahomes jersey hidden? It's can you see it? It's right here, but it's framed. And it's red. So it'd be the only red jersey, but I have it framed. These are all exposed. Like these are all just out in the open. This jersey is framed and covered. The Chris Jones numbers are darker after fighting the gorillas because of the blood, man. You want the Okoye jersey about time? John Cena's jersey is on the wall. John Cena. Chamari Connor jersey needed. Ooh. Old Chamari. Just keep him out of the slot, and I think it'll be better for him. Warriors are up 44-31 at halftime, and Steph Curry isn't even in the game? Sheesh. Crazy. You have 2 signed Chiefs jerseys? Heck yeah. A blue Royals jersey would be kind of fun. I recently got a signed Hollywood. Okay, nice. Signed Brown jersey. Heck yeah. That's right. And if they keep the lead, he won't come back for sure. Yeah, if he's got a messed up hammy, heal him up. Let him heal. They said that Patrick would be competitive. Patrick Mahomes? I don't know what you mean. They said that Patrick Mahomes would be competitive? He is competitive. What do you mean? Am I missing something? Maybe I'm missing something. Has there ever been a Royals baseball player whose last name was Chief or Chiefs? I don't think so. Off the top of my head, but I'm not the most knowledgeable guy for that question. We need some historians in here to let us know. Every season, Pat is competitive. Yeah, his floor is overtime in the AFC Championship, man. Floor of the AFC Championship. What a time to be a Chiefs fan. Really excited about the state of this roster. We'll drop a video tomorrow going over some takeaways, going over some of the people that the Chiefs just signed. Maybe they'll make some more roster moves tomorrow as well. But I appreciate y'all for hanging out during the Q&A hangout. It's always fun. Thanks for the mods holding it down. All the dono bombs, the memberships, the gifteds, all of it, the questions, just for being here. It means a lot. I mean, we've held 300-400 people in here tonight, and it's just the off season. We're just chilling right now. So I appreciate y'all. It's been a lot of fun, and we got more content coming for you this week. And until next time, let's go. Let's freaking go.